Welcome, welcome. It's live with me as I allow the energy to move through me and allow me to share. And I have a specific question today, actually, as mm, I'm not 100% sure because I was like, wait, what am I going to share on this? Which is the beauty of it, is me coming to practice and sharing with you what's coming through. So I'm going to tell you what the question is, and then we're going to center ourselves and allow the energy to really come through me, but also you sitting in that energy, that container, see what comes up for you. Okay. So if every human being arrived on Earth, if we all arrived on Earth, carry a unique blueprint of your soul. So if every human being arrived on Earth carrying a unique blueprint of their soul, how would they recognize it? And what keeps them from living it? So before we go into that, let's go ahead and deep breath into our heart, because we want to speak from our heart, from the essence of who we are. All right, so you can keep your eyes open. You can close your eyes, whichever feels more, where you allow yourself to go within and connect with your heart. And it's not necessarily just your physical heart, it's the heart space. This area around here, our first breath and our last breath. Center into our heart, allowing the energy to travel from the heart to the center of Mother Earth. Hello, 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 Mother Gaia. I also feel like saying hola, hola. Thank you for the connection. Thank you for always receiving my energy. And as you're connecting as well, your own energy to the earth, our gravity, our giver, are we receiving so much from the earth? Centering into the highest, greatest field of the earth, our connections straight to the heart. It may feel different for each one of you, or you may not feel anything. Just know that Gaia always receives us and sends back her energy tenfold with love. Allowing this energy to come back in, staying connected and grounded into the earth, as we are experiencing life in this plane. So we get to connect and be in gratitude for that. Bring it back into our heart, feeling it around the body, not just the heart, but inside our auric field. All the layers. And then connecting to the highest and greatest plane of the divine presence, celestial family, infinite intelligence, opening the crown, connecting all the way. When you feel that connection, if you don't necessarily feel not as sensitive, know that you're connected. Release the doubt. Be in the connection. Because as we speak it, you may almost say it 3 times. I now connect to the highest and greatest plane of the infinite intelligence, to God, to my celestial family, to the energy that is of highest and greatest for me. So connect with your highest. Highest vibration. Mother, Father, God, Holy Spirit. My highest self. And allow this energy come back into the heart and fill up your heart even more, and you're receiving, connecting, opening your crown, asking for my crown to be as open as possible for today's. If every human being arrived on earth carrying a unique blueprint of their soul, how would they recognize it, and what keeps them from leaving it? I will draw from my own experience of we hear all the time that we have such a unique gift. We all unique. We each have a path. And what robs us from um, our greatness is comparison to others. Yet growing up, which is the part that keeps us from leaving it, oh, we're going to compare it to the brother. Oh, we're going to compare it to societies, right? So that is what robs us from being in alignments from early stages. Because if a parent is very in tune with the awareness that we are living every moment in the beginning of life, of our own essence, a pure essence, because the crown is open, we are connected, we are super sensitive. If parent is aware of that, they will actually help in developing that aspect versus this is right, this is wrong. Now, I do know it is challenging for parents because there is a level of discipline we get to bring um, from the book, The Four Agreements. Um, can't think of his name right this moment. It's from Mexico, Toltec, where the domestication part, we have a level of getting domesticated, which is when we actually leave and forget what we came on this earth to be. And when a parent is able to really hone into, oh, I just want to sing, even if the child is not doing perfectly, but enhancing that part to see what comes from it. This is where the unique blueprint in the soul really connects in the line early on. I have come to discover and understand and know that my early blueprint may have been actually speaking, because I've always been told that I was speaking to my neighbor and I was poetic. I was sharing, and who knows what else. He actually recently passed away, that neighbor, and Monsieur Martelly. And it has come full circle where now I feel inclined to share, which is from my throat, what comes through my visuals, my insights. So every human being arriving on earth carrying a unique blueprint of their soul, by tuning into who I am, by quieting my mind, by traveling to sacred places to really get myself into a retreat type, which is retreat for myself, coming home to myself, so much has unfolded. And what I've had to do is call what I call peeling off the onion. But if I did not have to go through all those hurdles, which some of them were from limited beliefs, from all that we know already, limited belief society, culture, education, people talking to us, bullying, all of those factors, which also makes the journey of a human being. But that journey can probably be narrowed down or to really go into being the own hero, self, and coming home to ourself, the less of those added layers. Personally, I've understood that so many of the layers that I've had to experience and actually release, break off of me, were so I can experience how do I come eventually and always to the four letters. Love, love, amour, amor. And actually, it comes to me in German too, ich liebe dich, right? It's the German way of I love you. So this is the essence of our blueprint. Is what makes me excited about myself? about my life. And that's how we know that blueprint, what aliveness, right? We can see the difference if you open yourself to, I am open and aware of what excites me, what gets me expansion. That's where you can anchor into the truth of who you are. And that has been my journey. I've been told, been repeated, and I've realized the journey of spirituality, which is connected to the highest and greatest, mostly also with my sensitivity to energies, allows me to make, allows me, gets me, or pushes me to make very challenging decisions. And some of those decisions have been relationships, people that either technically, because of the relationship, the love is supposed to be a sustained, and realization, oh my gosh, that's not actual love. That's not what divine love feels like. I'm getting the image that, yes, but we're human beings, Christelle. You yourself said it. Every human being coming on earth. So how am I supposed to have divine love? Because it's part of the essence, that spark. And the intention for the spark is to grow, to invite that spark to grow and be more of that reflection, to calibrate, to be like love, compassion, really love, bliss, compassion, peace, patience, all of those aspects that bring a level of, I am Christ-like. What is Christ-like? What does that feel like? And it's a process of, it's not a process, it's a state of being. But as a human being on the journey of living our blueprints, I have experienced it to be the journey of, I can't breathe. I lost a love that I really thought was going to last because it felt so yummy, but it was an illusion. Because behind that, there were falsehood that I could not identify before, that I was craving for because of how it showed up in my life and felt and filled in the gap. But it was only to show me the possibility not to be forever. Remember that season of life? It was to get a taste of it. You know, when you go to a buffet, there's an appetizer, and then it's like, oh, I really enjoyed this, right? So sometimes that's what life brings or has brought for me. And I am still on that journey of continuously unfolding the essence of what love feels like. And in that journey, I would say for many, it's like, wait, I don't want to see that because that means I'm going to remove all of those parts because they hurt so much. And I've had to go through choice, those hard parts. So coming back to the question, as I'm peeling off the onion of what comes up as what has kept us or what keeps us from leaving it, society, we're not blaming, right? We're realization of what we've been conditioned to be. So now I'm going to allow myself to, now that I've spoken all those concepts, ideas, what I've had to go through or what I've gone through, not had to go through, but what I've gone through, and coming to the essence of being the present of what is my soul blueprint. At times we do call, some people do DMT, some people do ayahuasca, some people connect with the Bible, some people connect with different aspects, and all those are great. Everybody's journey is different. For me, ayahuasca, taking DMT, all of those things, getting high on something in order to experience divinity within me hasn't been my path. Nothing wrong with those who do. But I personally do not want that dependence of, I need that in order to, I want to get to naturally, purely, how do I get to my center? How do I get to connect to that spark within me and align with my highest and greatest path? And that's my invitation to you. There are modalities, there are ways, there are tools. But I want you right now to plant your feet again. Place your hands where you feel led. Very often for me, because of the energy that we have in our hands, the electromagnetic field, I place mine on my legs, knowing that I'm open to receive. And through my hands, I receive centeredness, groundedness, my blueprint. From this conversation, from this moment, I'm going to work with my clairs, with my clairvoyance, my clairaudience, my clairgnosis, all of the clairs, my clairsentience. Allow me to share what comes through. So I may have a moment of silence, as this is a practice for me to come live with you, to share. And I invite you, be in your own field. Allow the silence to be the place of receiving. The colors that come up for me are rainbow. And when you allow yourself to experience a rainbow and speak to the rainbow and ask the rainbow to bring the colors that's most dominant for you, because it may just be one color, it could be all of them. And although I don't necessarily think there's specifically pink in the rainbow, I am experiencing the color of pink, and it envelopes me, my mind, my thoughts, my body, my third eye. Pink rose. I also invite you to pick a color. I'm sorry, a flower. You'll pick your color. Pick the flower or a plant or a tree. Basically, a living element of nature that grows on the ground. The flower that came up for me is a sunflower, a pink sunflower. We know it's usually all yellow. The energy that's moving through me right now is from the heart, an infinite sign. So connecting above and below, expansion, because we've already done the connection. And also the divine light is connecting my whole beingness with that pink. Your soul blueprint, the blueprint for your life that is of divine path, is the one that you can imagine, draw, write about. How do you live that path? It's accepting that it is a possibility to truly experience it in this timeline, in this lifetime, what you are imagining. Yes, you could have a unicorn come into your image. It's like, well, why do I get on a unicorn, Christelle? Well, the unicorn for me would represent possibility of connection with a horse, or that is my animal spirit. So allow that to unfold and stay in the stillness and the silence of the images coming through, or the feelings coming through. What feels peaceful? For me, peaceful is also being by the water, seeing the vast openness of the ocean, receiving a beautiful sunflower bouquet with a bow that is pink, being in gratitude for the exchange with nature, with others. Yes, it sounds like, well, it's just an image and all, but how do you live on everyday life and you have your earnings and you know what life is supposed to be? So how do we integrate that blueprint, that divine way of living into our everyday life? But first is inviting the divine presence and speak on the path. Come, show me, be ahead of me, be with me, be on my path, hold me, support me. Being open to receiving the unexpected phone call, because when we align to our own soul blueprint, this is where the possibilities and the miracles actually live. The unexpected phone call, because I held the head of my unicorn. Believe their possibilities are infinite. So it's an invitation to connect with the heart, infinity, celestials, fairies. And no, it does not have to be so woo-woo. It could be as simple as every day I set the intention of living a life where I express myself from a place of love, have boundaries where I do not allow others to pour into me negativity or onto others. So, really, from where we are right now, the moments that we live, we can reshape and shape with our words, with our writing, with our intention, with our heart, the essence of how we live in alignment with the highest purpose. Highest timeline has been shown to me recently, and it's also bridging, stepping into that bridge, bringing it together closer to me, to my heart. How? And this is where most people would tell you, forget about the how, but as human, they're like, wait, what is the sentence again? How, what keeps me from living it? It's like, but I want to know how. So the how is really by sitting with the feeling, with the taste of it, before walking out the door, opening that big door. I get to live the life that is in most alignment with my soul blueprint. Wait, I failed. I didn't do it as I had hoped. Take a step back, forgive yourself. Wake up the next day, do it again. Not do it again and say, oh, I'm sorry, and just keep doing it. You have an intention of living the highest and greatest path. So I'm going to hold space right now as you are sitting in the field of soul blueprints. Maybe what it is for you, what image was the one thing, what path. The way ultimately is, what's my way of being? way of being can be for some, and what shows up for me right now is the beauty. And when I sit, I do have a blue chair where and a yellow one too. I have colorful chairs, and they are points of meditation for me. Um, so I'm seeing right now where, for example, yesterday I sat in my blue chair and I asked, from the point of who I am, that spark in me, what is one action that I can take right now? That it was the one action I acted upon it. Sat back again in that chair. So the intention can be of sitting in that chair, being in that element, and taking steps one by one. And that creates the momentum of living the life that is resonating with the love of what we want to experience. We want to be, we get to be the change that we want to see in the world. What else comes up? If every human being arrived on Earth carrying a unique blueprint of their soul, how would they recognize it? That they smile, they giggle, they feel the innocence of a child awakening within. Allow yourself to feel that awakening of the innocent child, the innocence of a child. What image comes up? You're skipping cartwheels, sitting in quietness, sitting in the meadows, sitting among nature. Whatever that image is, whatever that feeling is. It may have been a split of a second when you got that image. You never allowed yourself to feel because you were reprimanded for desiring, wanting it, and being in it. Allow yourself right now. What does it feel like? And take that feeling and expand on it. Expand by sitting with it and allow it to expand. I would like from this transmission, from this moment, for you to allow what's resonated, what has penetrated through your field, to be part of you. And what didn't, to let it go. But then for the next few days, what I call integration, allow ideas, thoughts, have maybe that's right. Right, something where you can take notes. This comes up, right? Because there was a question posed. And from that question, allow yourself, what comes up? Be excited. Some of what I shared may or may not land, and it's okay. I very often think about how they portray where Jesus stated that some people will understand the parables and some won't. And it's not right, it's not wrong. It's just, what is your awareness able to receive, connect with? And don't make yourself wrong if it hasn't. It's the evolution, it's the growth, it's the expansion. So with that, I will close with, allow yourself to connect with the highest part of yourself and the highest part of others. The lower vibrations, if you know or don't know yet, it's okay. You can feel it because your energy senses it. How do you feel after this conversation? How do you feel after this moment sitting with me? How do you feel after you connect with the parents, with the friends, with this person, with yourself? Because the feeling tells us so much. Some of those feelings may be learned experiences and triggers, but there's still a memory that we get to clean up and clear. Some of those are truth now of what we're experiencing. Allow yourself to be in the feelings. Allow yourself to feel, to know your heart, to know who you are, because that is your blueprint, the essence and the spark within. Get them to integrate and come. Experience and expose, like I'm vulnerably exposing myself. Because I don't know what that truly means for this channel, for you. And it's being okay with it because that's what's coming up for me, which is why I do the lives. I don't do pre-recorded because I'm allowing. With that, I want you to allow yourself to experience the greatness of who you are. I'm also hearing, yeah, but you don't know all that I've gone through and what I'm going through. Yeah, you can stick to that story. You can allow yourself to experience the essence of who you are, your heart. With that, I send love and blessings, moments of silence. Feel the wind within.